The episode opens in the dead of night. Sarah is still on the phone with Mark. She's pacing the carpet while talking to Mark. Suddenly, she hears a rhythmic thumping in the background. Someone is absolutely pounding on Mark's front door. You can see that Sarah is in high alert. She doesn't even hesitate. She snaps into the phone. Mark, listen to me. Do not, under any circumstances, open the door for Laura. She's practically pleading with him because she has a gut feeling that this isn't going to end well. Over in Mark's apartment, the guy is a nervous wreck. He's standing in this dark hallway staring at the door like it's a ticking time bomb. He finally gathers the courage to open the door, and he sees Laura. She's a total disaster. Her eyes are bloodshot, her hair is disheveled, and she's clearly been crying for hours. Mark is caught between a rock and a hard place. He knows that Sarah told him not to talk to her, but he knows the only way to get Laura to leave is to address the situation head on. He thinks he can talk some sense into her. As Mark starts to begin the conversation, Laura isn't having it. She pushes past him into the living room and barges right in. She's completely unhinged and desperate. Mark is stumbling back, trying to maintain some semblance of boundaries, but Laura has already bypassed him and is heading deeper into the living room. Back at Sarah's apartment, the silence is deafening. She's staring at her phone, waiting for an update that isn't coming. She realizes that standing around and overthinking is only going to make her more anxious. She needs closure, and she needs to make sure Mark is actually okay. She decides to take matters into her own hands. She walks back to Mark's place, and you can tell she's bracing herself for the worst. Inside Mark's flat, the tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Laura has collapsed into the sofa, ironically, the exact spot where Sarah was sitting earlier that evening. Laura is a sobbing mess. She reaches out and clings to Mark like a lifeline. Mark looks physically repulsed, yet paralyzed. He looks like he wants to jump out of his own skin. He's trying to be gentle because she's clearly fragile, but it's sending all the wrong signals. Laura thinks there's hope. Mark finally realizes that being nice isn't working. He needs to put his foot down. He says, Laura, stop. We need to be realistic here. Our relationship has been over for a long time. Then comes the kicker. He sighs and says, look, the truth is I've moved on. I'm seeing someone else. The atmosphere shifts instantly. Laura's grief vanishes, replaced by a cold, hard resentment. She flies off the handle, screaming at the top of her lungs. Someone else? After everything? What? A new girlfriend? Who is she? No. Just as the shouting reaches a fever pitch, Sarah arrives. The front door is still open, so Sarah steps in to the living room and her world just stops. From her perspective, she sees the two of them huddled together on the couch. She doesn't have the context of the argument. All she sees is the woman who broke Mark's heart sitting in her spot. She's absolutely blindsided. She's standing there trembling as realization sinks in, or so she thinks. Tears begin to pour down her face. The room falls into a heavy, suffocating silence as they all look at each other. It's a total standoff. Laura finally glares at Sarah and spits out, "Who is she?" Sarah doesn't even have the words to respond. She's just staring at Mark, her eyes swimming in tears, looking for any sign that this is a big misunderstanding. Mark looks down at the floor. He's stuck in the crossfire, completely overwhelmed by the chaos. Sarah has seen enough. She's not going to stay and play the victim in some twisted drama. Before Mark can even open his mouth to explain himself, she turns on her heel and bolts out the door. Mark finally finds his legs and starts to lunge after her, yelling, "Sarah, please, let me explain." But as he reaches for the doorway, Laura snaps. She lunges forward and grabs his chest and yanks him back, effectively pinning him to the sofa as Sarah's footsteps fade away into the night. Talk about a nightmare scenario. Mark is literally being held back while the woman he loves disappears into the night, thinking he betrayed her. This is the ultimate wrong place, wrong time situation. How is he going to smooth this over? Is there even a way back from this for Sarah and Mark? Let me know in the comments what you think. You'll have to wait for the season finale to find out. Thanks for hanging out and working on your advanced English today. This kind of high-stakes dialogue is great for learning how we express urgency in conflicts. And if you enjoyed this, please like this episode and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the finale.